The sun blazed, casting long shadows across the savannah. The heat was intense, but it was a familiar warmth, one that had been felt for centuries. A giant baobab tree stood tall, its silhouette a stark contrast against the bright sky. This tree had witnessed the passage of time, standing as a silent sentinel. Its branches spread wide like welcoming arms, offering shade and shelter to all who sought refuge beneath its canopy. It was a place of solace in the vast expanse of the savannah. This was no ordinary tree. Its gnarled bark and twisted branches told stories of resilience and endurance, of surviving through the harshest of conditions.
Look, Kofi, the animals are gathering around the baobab tree again. It's like they know it's a safe haven, a place where they can find comfort and protection.
They listened to the wind whisper secrets through its leaves. The rustling sound was like a gentle lullaby, a reminder of the tree's ancient wisdom. The baobab tree had seen it all. Seasons changed, animals came and went, the tree stood firm, a constant in an ever-changing world. But the tree remained, a symbol of strength and wisdom on the vast savannah. Its presence was a testament to the enduring spirit of nature.
It's amazing, Asha. The tree is like a guardian watching over everyone. It feels like it's alive, like it understands us.
It was a place of peace, where stories were told and lessons were learned. Elders would gather the young ones and share tales of old, passing down wisdom through generations. Underneath its shade, a community thrived. People came together, united by the tree's presence, finding strength in their shared history and culture. Zebras, giraffes, and elephants lived together. They found harmony in their coexistence, each species playing its part in the delicate balance of the ecosystem. They shared the land and its resources, understanding that survival depended on cooperation and respect for one another.
And the baobab tree watched over them all, a silent guardian of their stories. As the sun set, its silhouette stood tall against the horizon, a beacon of hope and continuity.
The animals felt safe under the baobab's watchful gaze. It was more than just a tree, it was a sanctuary, a place where they could find peace and security. It was a place where everyone was welcome. The baobab tree stood as a symbol of unity, bringing together creatures of all kinds under its protective branches. And so, life continued. A cycle of seasons played out under the African sun. The baobab tree remained a steadfast witness to the ever-turning wheel of life, its roots deep in the earth, its branches reaching for the sky. The sun beat down relentlessly, casting a harsh, unforgiving light over the vast expanse of the African savannah. The once vibrant landscape now lay under a scorching sun, its heat palpable and unyielding. The once lush grass withered and turned brown, a stark reminder of the changing seasons and the relentless grip of drought. The vibrant greens that once painted the landscape had faded, leaving behind a sea of desolation. The waterhole shrank, its edges cracked and dry. The savannah was parched, and the life-giving water that once sustained the ecosystem was now a distant memory. Animals that once thrived here now faced a daily battle for survival.
Everything looks so dry and sad, Kofi. The land that once teemed with life now seemed barren and lifeless, a shadow of its former self.
Animals grew thin, their bodies a testament to the harsh conditions they endured. The once robust and healthy creatures now appeared frail and emaciated, their struggle evident in every step they took. Their ribs showed through their coats, a stark and heartbreaking sign of the hunger that gnawed at them. The savannah, once a land of plenty, had become a place of scarcity and hardship. Hunger gnawed at their bellies, driving them to search far and wide for any morsel of food. The anxiety in their eyes was unmistakable, a silent plea for relief from their suffering. The search for food and water became a daily struggle, a relentless quest that pushed them to their limits. Every day was a test of endurance and resilience, a fight for survival in an unforgiving land.
The zebras are wandering further, hoping to find a patch of green. They travel great distances, driven by the hope that somewhere there is still life to be found. And look, the giraffes are stretching their necks for leaves high in the trees. Even the tallest creatures must reach higher and higher to find sustenance, their long necks a symbol of their determination.
The elephants dug for water in the dry riverbeds. Times were tough, and their massive strength was put to the test as they sought out the precious resource that could mean the difference between life and death. The animals felt the strain, their bodies weary from the constant search for food and water. Dehydration and exhaustion were their constant companions, and the toll of the harsh conditions was evident in their every movement. They knew they needed to work together to survive. Cooperation became their lifeline, a way to share the burden and increase their chances of finding the resources they so desperately needed. But the harsh conditions tested their unity. The struggle for survival often brought out the best and the worst in them, as they navigated the fine line between cooperation and competition.
Even in these hard times, they have to stick together, right? The sense of community and mutual support was their greatest strength, a beacon of hope in an otherwise bleak landscape.
Yes, Zuri. The wisdom of the elders reminded them that unity was their best chance at survival. The stories of old, passed down through generations, held lessons that were more relevant than ever. But the harsh conditions tested their unity. The savannah's struggle was a testament to the resilience of life, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, hope and determination could prevail. The lion, strong and proud, was the leader. He felt the weight of responsibility for his pride. He had to find food. He had to ensure their survival.
We need to hunt. Gather the fastest hunters.
He gathered the fastest hunters, cheetahs with lightning speed, leopards agile and stealthy. Together, they would hunt. They stalked through the tall grass, silent and focused. Their prey, a lone zebra, grazed unaware. The lion gave the signal. The chase was on.
Now.
The zebra stood no chance. The hunters were too quick, too powerful. The lion delivered the final blow. The hunt was over. It was time to eat. The lion, panting from the chase, stood over the kill. He was the leader. He deserved the biggest share. That was the law of the jungle.
This is mine. My family eats first.
He roared, claiming the best cuts of meat for himself and his family. The cheetahs and leopards watched, their stomachs growling. They had risked their lives too.
The rest of you can have what's left.
The lion's share was large. The cheetahs and leopards received scraps. It was hardly enough to satisfy their hunger. Resentment brewed in their hearts.
This isn't right. They hunted together. They should share equally.
But who would challenge the lion's authority? A wise old owl perched high in the baobab tree had seen it all. He observed the hunt, the kill, and the unfair division. He knew he had to intervene.
He swooped down, his wings silent and swift. He landed between the lion and the disgruntled hunters. His eyes, full of wisdom, held the lion's gaze. Why this disparity? Did you not hunt together as a team?
The lion, taken aback by the owl's sudden appearance, growled.
I am the leader. I deserve the lion's share.
The owl, unfazed by the lion's growl, spoke again. Leadership is not about taking the most, he hooted. It is about ensuring the well-being of all, he continued. When you hunt together, you succeed together. And when you succeed together, you share equally.
The lion, used to getting his way, felt a flicker of shame. The owl's words resonated with him. He looked at the hungry faces of his fellow hunters. The owl was right. He had been selfish. He had let his hunger for power cloud his judgment. He had forgotten the true meaning of leadership. The lion, humbled by the owl's wisdom, lowered his head. He acknowledged his mistake. He called for the meat to be divided again. This time the shares were equal. Every hunter, from the mighty lion to the swift cheetah, received their fair portion. There were no complaints, only sighs of contentment. The animals feasted together, a sense of unity restored. They had faced a challenge and emerged stronger. They had learned the importance of fairness and teamwork. The owl, his mission accomplished, flew back to his perch in the baobab tree. He watched as the animals finished their meal, a sense of peace settling over the savannah. The animals, their hunger satisfied, gathered under the shade of the baobab tree. They had roamed the vast savannah searching for sustenance, and now they found solace under the protective canopy of the ancient tree. They looked up at its massive trunk and sprawling branches, a symbol of strength and unity. The baobab, with its thick bark and deep roots, stood resilient against the harsh elements, much like the animals that sought refuge beneath it. The baobab tree, silent witness to their growth, offered them its bounty. Its presence was a constant reminder of the circle of life, where every being played a crucial role in the ecosystem. Sweet, juicy fruits hung from its branches. These fruits, rich in nutrients, were a gift from the tree to the animals, ensuring their survival and well-being. A refreshing treat after their meal. The animals savoured each bite, their spirits lifted by the sweet taste and the knowledge that they were part of a larger, interconnected world.
The animals shared the fruit, laughing and playing under the watchful gaze of the baobab tree. Their bonds grew stronger as they learned the importance of sharing and cooperation.
They had learned a valuable lesson. The baobab tree had taught them that in unity there is strength, and in sharing there is abundance. A lesson that would stay with them long after the last fruit was eaten. As the sun set over the savannah, the animals felt a deep sense of gratitude for the baobab's gifts.
The savannah, though harsh and unforgiving, held valuable lessons for those willing to learn. It was a place where survival depended on understanding and respecting the delicate balance of nature. Lessons of fairness, teamwork, and the importance of sharing. These were the principles that would guide the animals through the challenges of the savannah, ensuring their continued harmony and prosperity. The sun began to set, casting long shadows across the savannah. The animals, their hearts full of gratitude, looked towards the horizon. A new day was dawning. They had faced their challenges together. They had learned from their mistakes. They had emerged stronger, their bonds unbreakable.
The baobab tree, standing tall against the setting sun, whispered its ancient wisdom. One savannah sharing all, it seemed to say.
And so the animals of the savannah lived on, their lives intertwined, their spirits united. They knew that as long as they shared the land and its resources, they would always have enough. For in unity there is strength, and in sharing there is abundance.